Good morning, guys. What up, what up, what up, what up? It's your boy Joe back at it again, man. CodingPhase.com. Live, man. Heading to my job today. I actually woke up a little bit late, so I'm freaking rushing to get to work. But I wanted to say this to you guys, man. Yo, listen, guys. Number one, man, stop listening to everybody that's telling you, oh, learn Node.js. No, learn Node.js. Like, as if that's the only stack that you need to learn. Listen, if you don't live in New York City, if you don't live in LA, if you don't live in San Francisco, forget about Node.js. That's the first thing that you gotta know. Forget about it. For now. Like, when you see on jobs description and they say, requirement, Node.js, they're not freaking asking you to be a Yeah, man, my fault. This thing keeps cutting off. I'm on trying to get some connection out here. Supposedly Verizon is the best, but I guess it's pretty shit. So so man, stop listening to everybody telling you just learn Node.js. If you don't live in those major cities, New York, LA, San Francisco, Dallas, the main big cities, man, stop listening to people, man. Because it's actually hurting you guys. You guys is gonna go to job interviews and you're gonna be like, oh yeah, I'm a full stack Node.js developer, but I have no experience. I've never worked anywhere. People's gonna look at you like, man, we have developers who do JavaScript already and they've been around for like 5 years. Why would we choose you who's never done this before? You know what I mean? Like, it's not that easy. It's easier in big cities because they need the people. But what about those companies in whatever, Tampa, Florida, freaking Atlanta, Georgia, freaking Washington, D.C., fucking Wyoming, fucking Kansas. If you live outside of the major cities, man, stop thinking that you're going to find a Node.js job right away. It's not going to happen. I hate when people come over here on YouTube and be like, hey, man, Node.js is the best. This is the only way to go. And it's like, come on, man. You're actually hurting your viewers because what you're doing is you're talking about a stack that's good in your area, which is why I tell people learn PHP, because PHP, you could get a job anywhere. PHP is like 80% of the web. No matter where you go, you're going to find a job. It doesn't matter where you at, you can still find a job. And like, once you learn a stack, once you learn how to build a website from, the front end to the back end, designing the data structures, designing the user authentication. Once you know that, you can learn that shit in any other language. Like, that's the truth. You know what I mean? And the reason why I tell you guys, start with PHP is because there's jobs out there. It doesn't matter. You could live in any fucking city. I bet you right now, there's a job for you out there. There's either a job for you in WordPress. There's either a job in Laravel. There's either a job in CodeIgniter. My favorite language is not PHP. And I'll be honest with you guys. Like, it's not my favorite language. But for a person who has no experience, you cannot come in here and be picky and be like, oh, I'm only gonna learn Node.js because it's the latest thing in the world. Man, that's why motherfuckers stay out here for like 6 months without no jobs, man. There's no reason for nobody to not be able to have a job right now. Like, I'm telling you guys what you guys gotta learn. Now, I'm telling you guys what courses you gotta take. But if y'all don't want to listen to me, y'all want to listen to the trendy shit and be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna learn Vue.js because Vue.js is the latest thing. Mind you, nobody's fucking using that shit. The only people that are using Vue.js is in private companies. Like, if you have a design agency or you have your own small business creating bullshit websites for people, yeah, you could use Vue.js because you're basically the only developer there. So now you're on the internet saying, oh yeah, Vue.js is the best. But in reality, when you look online, there's no fucking companies hiring for that shit. Nobody's hiring for that. So why are you gonna waste your time trying to learn some shit where you just a beginner? You just started web development. You have no experience. You've never worked anywhere. You gotta pick something that's gonna let you in. Once you have a year under your belt, then you could pick whatever you want. But while you're still a beginner, you have no choice. This is not about a fucking democracy where you be like, oh yeah, let's vote on the language that we want to learn. No, because then you're gonna be out here without no job. And then that's when people give up. They'll be like, oh man, I have 6 months looking for a job, I can't even find a job. Fucking idiot, you've been fucking learning the wrong shit that I haven't told you. It's like you're focusing on shit that you're not supposed to. If you live in how you call this shit, in Minnesota, why the fuck are you learning Node.js? Every single viewer, every single YouTuber that's telling you, oh man, Node.js is the way to go. Yes, it's the way to go if you live in fucking New York, LA, San Francisco, fucking Dallas. But if you live outside those cities, that's not the way to fucking go. Because you're gonna be out here looking for a fucking job. No other company is working on Node.js. You have more chances on finding a PHP developer position as a junior developer or a C#. C# is hard. Most of the C# companies, they want somebody with a computer science. They're not gonna fucking hire you right away. So it's like, I'm telling you guys, I'm giving you the fucking shortcut. I'm giving you the fucking way for you to get in this industry. And I told you gotta have on your portfolio, you gotta have a real estate, a restaurant, a design agency, and an e-commerce website. And it has to be from dribble.com, the design. Because if you have a shitty website and people look at it and be like, oh man, this guy looks like, the website looked like it was done in 1996, they're not gonna fucking give you the opportunity to even come in for the interview. They gotta be really desperate for you to come in for an interview with a really shitty website. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man, take advantage. Take advantage of what I tell you. I'm the realest developer out here. I'm not gonna fucking give you a fake information for you guys to not be well informed. When I come in here, it's for a reason. I want to give you guys the best chance to get a job and the best chance to get as much money as possible. You gotta understand, when you're a brand new developer, you can't be choosy. You can't be like, oh man, I don't want to work in WordPress. Oh man, I don't want to work in PHP. Oh man, I don't want to do this. Idiot, you never worked this. That's like you want to become an example, a doctor, right? And the doctor be like, you know what, man, I'm not even gonna do a residency because I'm nice like that, and I'm just gonna go straight to being a doctor. You can't fucking do that. You have to go through a residency. You have to go to a hospital and fucking pretty much work for mad hours for no fucking reason and do the hard work. PHP is the hard work because it's not as fun as Node.js. It's not as fun as Crystal Lang. It's not as fun as a whole bunch of languages out there. But you guys are fucking hurting yourself when you guys are not learning PHP. Stop listening to people that's telling you that fucking, hey, only learn fucking Node.js or only learn whatever fucking Python or whatever. Man, those people are fucking hurting you, straight up. I'm being honest. They hurting your chances of getting, hired out here, because most of this blogs, they're located in New York. Most of this blogs is located in San Francisco. So why the fuck are you listening to people that's not even in your area? I'm giving you a general information that's gonna basically be good. It doesn't matter where you at. It could be New York, it could be fucking South Africa. You're gonna be able to find a job with fucking PHP. And then not only that once you know a stack, once you know how the web works, you could learn any language. All you have to do is just pretty much have those projects that I told you. And if you want to get a full stack position, build the front end and the back end for each side that I told you, and you're gonna be fine, man. But I'm telling you guys, man, I keep seeing this everywhere. Everybody's like, oh man, learn Node.js, learn this and that, learn Python. And I'm like, man, those languages are cool and they're fun, but they're not gonna guarantee you that job, man. They're not gonna guarantee you that job as a brand new developer, man. You're gonna be out here looking for a job for a long time. Because number one, if you like, let's say an example. Number one, if you have 3 months in a boot camp, you can't even learn. You can't even scratch the surface of all the things that you have to learn in JavaScript. I've been doing JavaScript for 5 years, and every year, every fucking day, I learn something new. I learn something completely new in JavaScript every fucking day, and I have 5 years. JavaScript is not easy. JavaScript is not the way to go for a brand new developer. JavaScript, like let's say, once you learn how to manipulate the DOM, cool. Jump onto fucking PHP right away, ASAP. That's what you gotta do. Once you know how to add a class to a fucking element like a div, that's it. You've learned enough JavaScript. Jump to fucking a backend language, ASAP. And learn MySQL. MongoDB is cool, but nobody's using that shit. Like, that's what I'm saying, man. Like, you guys is over here trying to learn fucking, different languages that are not gonna get you that job right away, man. I'm just trying to be real with you guys. I don't want you guys over here wasting your time, because it's going to be very frustrating when you come and you be like, hey, man, all I know is HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. They're going to look at you like, okay, like, that's great, JavaScript, but we also have other stacks here. We also have a PHP stack. We also have a Java stack. We also have a C# stack. ASP.NET. So it's like, now it's like, oh man, but all I know is JavaScript. You're already in a disadvantage, because most developers know 3 to 4 different languages automatically. So it's like, when you know HTML, CSS, JavaScript, PHP, Python, whatever, any other languages out there, it just looks better. Because then it shows that you can pick up things quick. When you're a brand new developer, they're not hiring you because you're such a great developer. When you're a brand new developer, they hire you because they need an extra hand. They need a grunt. Me as a fucking senior developer in my company, if, like right now, we looking to hire somebody. We're not looking to hire somebody who's like extremely expert and it's the best in the world. What we need is a fucking grunt. Somebody that's going to do the shit that we don't want to do. And that's the reality of things. So you guys is going to be doing the shit that other developers don't want to do. They might give you a fucking page that, okay, could you make this page into a HTML, CSS, and JavaScript page? If you could make that, cool, you're hired. Can you fucking turn all these pages into views for Laravel for us? Cool. Can you make all this HTML emails for us? Cool. Then you're hired. That's why we hiring people at my job. And it's like that in every fucking job. When you hiring somebody for entry level, they're hiring you to do grunt work. When you hear grunt, it means it's like fucking slave work. You're gonna do slave work. That's it. There's no ifs and buts about it. That's it. Just fucking do it. Just learn that shit, spend the time, and that's it. It's gonna take you 6 months to be nice. And then you're gonna learn from the senior developers there shit that you can't learn online and shit that you can't learn in your own house. This shit that you only gonna learn from working in a team. You know what I mean? Stop listening to people that, it get me so pissed off. You find out that the companies that there's people that are on YouTube, they talk to you about, oh, Node.js, and all these other languages. Mind you, in the company that they work on, they don't even fucking use Node.js. What part of the game is that? You know what I mean? It's like, that's the same shit that I tell people. It's like, hey, man, how the fuck can I tell you guys go to a boot camp when I've never been to a fucking boot camp? How can I be promoting something that I've never been on? It's like, how can I fucking be saying, hey guys, learn Node.js, because all my, my personal projects are in Node.js, and it's great. I know it's great. But are there jobs for you as a brand new developer out there? Not really. Me, I could go out and get a job in Node.js, because I'm a fucking seasoned developer. I've been doing this shit for 5 years. Anywhere I go, they ask me any question about JavaScript, I can answer it. I have fucking websites from the front to the back, from the database to the fucking, to the structure, to even to the way how we do the deployment, even to everything. I've done everything inside of a fucking website. Anything that you can imagine, I've fucking done it. I could get hired as a Node.js developer like this. But for you guys are fucking brand new developers, man. Stop listening to people that's gonna fucking throw you out there and it's gonna be like, hey, man, I could find a job in a month, in a week, on Node.js. Yeah, motherfucker, you live in fucking San Francisco, you live in LA, you live in fucking New York. It's easy for us. Most of these people that are on YouTube, they don't live in these cities. So why are you're like telling people, hey man, learn something that is pretty much, they won't find jobs out here. When I come to YouTube, I give you guys a full look of how to basically get jobs and do your thing. Yeah, there's a lot of bullshit in here. A lot. Yeah, a lot of people would be like, hey man, I fucking learned how to code. Learn how to code in a week. Mind you, they don't fucking tell you that when they talk, I learned how to code, they learn how to say hello world in a week. That's what they fucking learned. That's not learning how to code. Or following a project, an online fucking project, is not learning how to code. Learning how to code is when you say, hey, I want to create a website about this, this, and this, and I want users to log in. When you could create that on your own without having to look at fucking YouTube projects, then yeah, you know how to code. If you're still fucking looking through fucking notes and you're still looking through tutorials and shit like that, you don't know how to code yet. Let's be honest out here. You don't know how to code. I'm trying to help you guys. I'd rather be hard on you guys and fucking just be honest, so you guys can have a fucking better expectation of life when it comes to this shit. You could find the jobs right away if you listen to me. I guarantee you that. If you listen to other people that's telling you, man, let's learn this trendy shit that nobody fucking, there's no companies looking for. PHP, man, as soon as you know how to you understand PHP, the language, you're hireable. Like, most of the time, all you're gonna be doing is maintaining code. So they're gonna be like, hey, could you go to the database and make sure that, find other users that bought I don't know, t-shirts last year. Shit like that, that's what you're gonna be doing. But that's like grunt work, you know what I mean? It's not fun. It's not the most fun jobs. But it's like, man, get in the door, get your little $50,000-$60,000, which I bet a lot of you guys are not even getting that right now. So get yourself $50,000-$60,000 in your pocket, work there for six months to a year, and then from there jump to something else. Then you could jump to a Node.js job. But don't spend 6 months looking for that Node.js job and be broke in your house. I'd rather be getting paid, and then as I'm looking for the Node.js job or Python or whatever. You know what I mean? I'd rather be getting paid, man. That's my whole thing. Like, there's no reason for somebody to be learning in their house when you could go to a company and work there, and they're gonna fucking give you money. You know what I mean? Like, there's company here that will hire you. Will hire you, and then you could learn while you're at the company. But learn PHP, man. I used to talk so much shit about PHP, man, in the beginning, man, because I used to go to fucking sitepoint.com, and I used to go to Treehouse, and everybody would be like, oh, PHP is shit. You know, that shit actually hurt me, like, my first 2 years, because I wasn't getting those higher paid jobs because I didn't know PHP. And yeah, I could have went to the city, I could have went to Manhattan and got jobs over there, but I took a different route. I didn't want to go to the city. I wanted to work in, smaller business outside of the city, because it's more chill, it's more relaxed, right? So me working outside of that gave me a perspective of like, hey, this is how it is all around the country. If you're not inside of the main cities, they're not looking for people with Node.js experience. Node.js looks good on paper and be like, oh, that's cool, man. You actually pretty trendy right now. That's pretty cool. And that'll give you a plus on your interview. But is that what they're looking for? No. Trust me, man. Start looking for jobs online, and you're going to see all of the jobs say Node.js. When you go to the job interview, you're going to ask them, what stack are you using? Somebody tell me how many fucking jobs they're going to tell them that fucking, yeah, we use Node.js in the front end, in the back end, and we use MongoDB on our database. It's going to be a very, very low number of companies that do it. You know what I mean? So, man, stop listening to other people that's telling you don't learn PHP. Stop fucking listening to people, man. Stop listening to people that's telling you only learn Node.js. Node.js is cool. It's like an extra feature. It's like an extra plus that you have on your resume. But that's not what your first job is going to be at. I guarantee you that. The only way you're going to get a Node.js job is, number one, if the company don't know what the fuck they doing. That's number one. Number two, they really in need of developers, like an extra hand, which means you're only going to be doing a little bit of stuff on Node.js, because they're not going to put companies that are working with Node.js, they're not going to put a brand new developer to work on the back end of a major company that's built on Node.js, especially if any little bullshit could break the whole live site. You know what I mean? Like, they're not Node.js. You leave a fucking semicolon somewhere, you put an extra letter somewhere, and you're gonna fuck up the whole server. You know what I mean? So that's all I'm fucking saying, man. Listen to me, man, and you will win. Listen to other people that's telling you shit as if they're only concerned about their area and they think how it is for them in their area. Like, yeah, I could talk about Node.js. I could talk about a whole bunch of other languages that are really popular in my area. But that's not the reality for the whole world. That's not the reality for America. All right, guys. I'll see you guys later.